So you want to know how Nyxara and I's paths crossed? Let me tell you then. Approximately 2 Terran months since Nyxara met the satyr and started her journey. In some dusty, forgotten ruin on Azeroth. Smells of old stone and desperation. Today, a monumental event occurred. Not monumental for the cosmos, mind you, but certainly for my perfectly curated, laid-back existence. I was enjoying a delightful guilt-free nap on a particularly comfortable shard of unstable fell crystal in a quiet pocket of the nether. Pure bliss. Then the screeching started, not the usual fwish-pop of a well-executed summoning, or the terrifying slore-pee of a truly powerful warlock tearing reality. No, this was more like someone trying to perform brain surgery with a dull butter knife. A grating, desperate, unbelievably amateurish magical shriek that resonated right through my ethereal form. Honestly, it was rude. Naturally, as a demon of discerning taste and minimal effort, I ignored it, until it got louder and messier. A truly ghastly vortex of raw, untamed fell energy began to coagulate, wobbling like a jelly made of pure incompetence. And then, before I could even properly adjust my lounging position, I was yanked. Right through the screaming hole in reality. Most undignified. I landed rather ungracefully in a puff of acrid smoke on a very dusty floor. When my eyes adjusted, and oh, how they stung from the sheer raw feel of it, I saw her, a scrawny, wide-eyed night elf looking utterly bewildered and slightly green around the gills. She stood in what could only generously be called a summoning circle, drawn with the artistic flair of a particularly uncoordinated toddler. Well, that was certainly an entrance. I chittered just to break the awkward silence. The air still reeked of her failure. Usually, the fresh ones make things explode. You little elf merely made a mess and dragged me through it. She just stared like a particularly dim-witted mooncalf.
What are you?
She finally choked out, still coughing from the smoke. I preened, puffed out my chest, and gave her my most charmingly sarcastic grin. I, little summoner, am Juburi, and you, it seems, are terribly bad at this. I waved a claw dismissively at her pathetic runes. You ripped a hole in the fabric of space-time the size of a squirrel's backside and dragged me through it. Honestly, such a waste of good demonic lounging. Her eyes narrowed. Good. At least there was a spark of something there. Not fear, surprisingly, nor annoyance. I appreciate annoyance.
I didn't drag you,
she snapped, her voice gaining a surprising edge.
I commanded you?
Oh, that was a laugh. I snorted, a wisp of smoke curling from my nostrils. Commanded? Oh, darling, you begged. Your little ritual screeched with desperation, like a banshee with a stubbed toe. I merely answered the loudest, most pitiful call in the vicinity. And now, here I am, your very own project. I spread my hands, a picture of demonic exasperation. She took a breath, a deep one, and something shifted. The raw, uncontrolled energy around her, that same fell current that had yanked me from my nap, intensified. It wasn't refined, but it was potent. It made my internal organs hum. Interesting.
You will obey,
she said, her voice firming. That green gleam in her eyes, the same unsettling emerald I'd seen in the eyes of her kind who'd made deals with the real masters, intensified.
Because I wield the power to bend you. Because I will learn, and you, Juburi, will be my first lesson.
I raised an eyebrow, feigning surprise. Oh? And what, pray tell, are you going to do if I don't, master? My tail twitched. I wanted to see what she'd do, Most amateurs threaten fire. She looked like she might just become the fire. She lifted her hand. In it, she clutched that obsidian shard, the one that tasted faintly of Satyrs' promises. And then she pushed. A raw, searing wave of green power pulsed from her, crackling with an undeniable, unholy force. It was clumsy, yes, but utterly, breathtakingly hers. This wasn't borrowed light. This was a nascent inferno. My grin flickered. I took a half step back. This was new. This was compelling.
You will obey,
She repeated, the power in her voice now solid, unwavering.
because I wield the power to bend you, and you, Juburi, will be my first lesson.
I let out a theatrical sigh, rolling my glowing eyes. She was good. She had that spark and the potential for glorious widespread chaos. Plus, she wasn't boring yet. All right, you win this round, little elf, I conceded, giving a flourish with my claw. A deal, then. I'll stick around, for now. Consider it an extended trial period. But if you keep summoning like that, we're both going to end up as ash. I extended a claw, inviting her to lead. Lead the way, master. Let's see what kind of glorious chaos we can cause together. And that's how I met Nyxara. Gods help us both. Or more accurately, gods won't help us. Which is precisely the point.
Reject this gift. And did you bring these mongrels here?